8-inch pipe that has a check valve on it. We've done everything. He showed Rob everything we've done. Like the water, we didn't have an issue with groundwater because we paid for B-Dry to be done. So that we had already taken care of, but this, I mean, like sewage coming into our home.
Yeah, my basement's dry. I have a sump pump and it's working, but my drains were filling everywhere.
Okay.
Toilets, sinks, tub.
Okay. Robin, do you want their names and addresses?
Your names and addresses, please.
So,
Bethany Malone, 405 McArthur River Drive. And then Lauren, who couldn't make it, it's Lauren Schroyer.
Well, she's not here, so we don't
Okay,
need her,
okay.
she can't actually speak, so
Okay.
that's fine.
And Sue Stewart, and I'm at 401.
Stewart. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
That's just for our minutes, we always have to have that, so. Alright, anything else right now, or do you wanna wait till the
No.
next one, or?
I want to hear what you had to say.
That's fine. Well, hopefully we'll have something, cause if Rob can't be here, some of this discussion's not gonna happen, unfortunately, but that's just. So under new business, item 1, McArthur, sorry.
I would like to address mine first, if it's okay, Mary, because it's
Oh,
sort of related to
okay.
budget, but
Alright,
it's kind of a separate but related issue.
okay. Go
So,
ahead.
we have, officers scheduled to go to emergency vehicle operations training this coming week. And as part of that process, we have to take a car in, we get an inspection form from the folks coordinating the training. So we took in our 2001 Ford, one of our 2001 Ford vehicles. It'd be our second newest.
2001?
It's our 2021.
Okay,
Thank you for
yeah.
correcting
I was gonna
me.
say, I'm like, let's remember 2001.
I am a guy of a certain age.
You're doing
so,
really good.
We took in our 2021 Ford. It's our second newest vehicle. It's got 78,000 miles on it. For the inspection at Candy Ford, and they came back indicating that it has 2 oil leaks, so an exhaust leak, and as expected, it needed tires and brakes and such. The oil pan apparently is above the transmission, so it requires to take out the entire transmission to remove the oil pan to fix the leak. Total expense out the door to fix everything was $13,000 and some change. I sent the quote to a local mechanic to try to see what they would price it out at. And then we do plan to eventually get the vehicle over there for them to look at. But assuming for a second that what they diagnosed it as is accurate, the expense would be over my threshold, and the 10,000, if that's what it ends up being, even with a local person, that'll be over the city manager's threshold, and we need these cars working. As I've shared with council, it's been a never-ending cycle with these cars this year of constant maintenance issues. So I don't know, I guess I'm just waiting for feedback on what you want me to do. I need these cars. We have Urban Air coming up, and that's a minimally a 3-car operation, marked car operation, but if another one breaks down in between, then we don't have enough cars to do what we need to do, so I don't know what you
Well,
want.
we need to get the car fixed.
Okay.
I mean, we're just gonna have to figure out, money-wise, we'll have to do a budget adjustment or something, if that's what it ends up coming down to, right? I mean,
I'm
Okay.
sorry, Larry, can you tell me the amount?
I don't have the exact number in front of me, but it's 13,000 and some change. I'm still stuck on the
that's fine.
20,000.
yeah, that's
Just so I have an idea.
13,000 and some change.
And
Okay,
did
thank
they give you an idea of like timing, how fast they can get it done for you?
I had to pick myself up off the floor after the
When you
phone
got
call,
the
so I
phone.
did not even get to
Okay.
of discussing with them timing of that. But I want to get the quote locally first, because that's gonna be cheaper.
Yeah.
So we'll probably end up going in that direction before it's over with, but, just bringing it to your
I mean, unless
attention.
council's got some other thoughts on that, but I mean, to me, it's like, I don't know that you have a
There's no
choice.
choice, yeah. I mean, a new car would be the best thing, but we can't get that in 2 weeks or whatever.
Right.
So,
No.
Yeah, okay, so I'm gonna move forward with it, unless I'm hearing any objections, so.
And then once that comes in, I guess then Jenny will be able to tell us if that needs to come back to council for any kind of a, budget amendment. But
Okay.
that can happen at that time.
Okay.
So,
I
thank you, chief.
Yeah, it wasn't really pertinent to the next
No,
year's
that's
budget,
all
but
right.
it has,
But it does.
Influences.
It does, but it doesn't.
yeah. influences.
Okay. And that's the only vehicle right now, that's the one that you had emailed us about the other day, that was in the shop, right?
This is completely different. This is
Oh,
the one that I emailed you about the other day that we put $3,800 into, I think.
that one's done, you've already.
That one's done and repaired back on
Gotcha,
the road,
okay.
so.
Okay,
And,
I just wanna make
and,
sure I
you know,
was
we're not
understanding.
hard on cars. I mean, you know, we're.
no, it's just the way it
it's just
is, though,
The world we live in.
Normal use.
it is, yeah.
Well, it's normal for you, it's not normal for me.
Well,
Right.
yeah, okay. I just wanted to make sure I was understanding if this was different then,
Oh, yeah, it's different.
okay. Oh, yeah, it's different,
Different, all right.
okay. All right, anything else under public comment right now, from anybody? Okay. All right, so under new business, the McArthur River Drive, sewer discussion, as two of the residents have already spoke to right now. Last Thursday, Wednesday, I got a message from, Mrs. Malone about her issue. Kind of a long story short, between talking to Rob Pierce, Director Pierce, and Mark Lease, that same night. And then even the subsequent next morning, finding out a little bit more detail. This is an ongoing issue that we've had for a while. When I first heard about it, kind of like, regular sewage issue, I'm thinking there's a plug somewhere. The Malones thought that as well, or at least initially, I think, but there's no plug. There's no plug up. According to our DPW, guys, every sewage, drain in that neighborhood has got what's called surcharge. I don't know this lingo, so I'm like, what is surcharge? They're full, they're basically full. And what's happened is, because of the amount of rain we were getting, the river right there, cause they're right across from the river, is a lot higher, that is getting river surcharge into that drain, into the sewer drain. So that's causing the backflow. When I talked to Rob on Thursday, he thought that he had a fix. Wasn't really 100% sure that it would be a long-term fix, or maybe it would just be something that we could get done soon that would help stop this from happening when we get another big rain. Cause it really happens, I mean, and you guys have lived there about how long?
21 years.
Okay,
The last time we had anything similar was during Katrina and Rita, and the river was much higher,
yeah,
so it's getting.
so it's been a while, but I mean, so it's not like this happens every time it rains type issue.
Right, no, not
No,
every time, but
no.
enough.
Okay, so it is with unusual weather, really, or, more water than we're typically get just during the spring. So what he was proposing, that's why I was hoping he would be here to be able to, confirm what he has been able to find out, because he has talked with somebody, a contractor that does this type of work, but there was a way to do a bypass. Also run cameras down those, because he does wanna make sure and confirm that there's no, blockages or anything, but also just to kinda see where each one, like what each one actually looks like, as far as, the water from the river infiltrating into these. And then there's a liner that can be applied. And even Mark Lease was telling me that, yes, he knows of people that have done this, or other municipalities, and it's worked pretty well. So, that's what Rob is going to get a cost on this. He wanted to have a special meeting about it. He didn't know that originally that we had this already scheduled, and I said, well, it just so happens we have a meeting scheduled for the 21st to talk about budgets. Hold on. Hey. Good, we're just talking about it right now. Huh? What do you mean, what is it? When? It started at 3:30. No. Okay, thank you. No, that's what we kinda figured, I'm just giving kind of a backstory of what I know right now, so your timing's gonna be good. Okay, thanks, bye. Okay, so he's on his way. So anyways, that's what he was hoping to be able to get this from talking to this guy, and be able to present this to us. He said even if he couldn't get the pricing yet for today for council, that we could at least have the discussion, he could bring council up to date on where we're at with it, so. That's what he's hoping to do, but this has been an issue for a long time, or for a while at least. And it's just my opinion, it needs to be fixed if we can fix it. I mean, we can't go in and, you know, replace every sewer line right now. I mean, that obviously would be a huge financial, strain to do that, but if we have to do that and to plan for that, then we need to start planning for that. That's what I had said to Rob and to Mark, it's like, we can't just, in Bill's famous words, keep kicking the can down the road. This is not good, I mean, an issue isn't gonna resolve itself, right? So, and if this fix that Rob has got in mind, will, whether it fixes it altogether or for a while until we can plan for something else, then that's what we're gonna wanna do. Hi, Rob.
Have you any idea how long, what's the length of the system that's being impacted?
That I don't know. Rob might know that.
Rob, is there any idea of the length of the system that's being impacted? How long is the water from?
I don't have an actual measurement on it, but I have the run, I can show you on the map.
I'm familiar with the sleeving systems, quite effective, where they've been utilized. In that area, it's an old system, and the tiling system has become cracked and pervious, so it's not unusual that a high water incident would infiltrate back through the walls of the tile system that's designed to move stuff out. Now it's inundated, you can't move. Sleeves are effective, but I'm not sure over what length. And another aspect is the bypass. Is bypass an option right now to bypass that area?
We're looking, that's what I've been looking into, but every time it seems I get out there, everything's down, so I can't see if the other area that I wanna bypass, you know, is down too. So unless everything's up, you know, where that one's up, I can't check the other one, see if it's up, if I can bypass to it, over on, Dutton. There's a couple other areas,
Oh,
but
cause so how
if
does
it
that,
was high, then I could check it and see if that's not high. It's
Oh,
an
I see
option,
what
you
you're
know what I'm saying?
Would it require a lift station,
Not necessarily.
lift pumps or nothing?
I think there's a lot of things going on, you know what I mean, and that's what we need to start, you know, diving into. It seems like every time we get heavy rains, obviously it's impacted. But where I'm looking, as the more I investigate this, I see that some of the storm drains are tied into the sewer. So now you got groundwater running in there, so it can't take all of it. Then there could be sumps, you know what I mean, also from homes that are pumping into it.
yeah, Mark,
We need to,
Mark told me that too.
we need to look at all that, I mean, if we
It's a
wanna
bigger-
fix it right.
Oh, 100%.
Because I mean, there's,
Yes.
you know, what I mean, their waters are still high right now and everything's down and flowing better. So, but
Is
every time it
It's
rains, immediately we see the effects. So that
Gotcha.
can't be the round table coming up that
It
quick.
can't be just that,
So
which
I
that
think
would go to her point that she was saying, we've had the river a lot higher than what it is right
Right.
now, and they didn't have that issue,
That's what
so.
got me thinking, that's why I was out
Okay.
all weekend trying to get
Yeah.
data and getting levels, and I was out there just to
Okay,
I wanna see what's going on, and now I've contacted the engineers and got the ball rolling with that.
okay,
So we can start looking at maybe putting dye in it, you know, like the storm drains, so we can see if they're flowing, which ones are.
oh,
So we can start really, cause just by putting bigger pipe,
You-
I mean, that ain't gonna do
that's
nothing.
not gonna fix it if it's
No,
almost,
because now we gotta, if we put more, now we gotta build a bigger plant. You know what I mean, cause we're, for a few days there, we're at max capacity.
right,
but we obviously need to fix that, but I think if we eliminate a lot of that groundwater going in there, however it's getting in there, whether it's storm, I think a lot of it's that.
So the storm water is infiltrating it as well as the river?
I think, the way it's set up, that it's actually
Oh.
flowing into it, because they've got it they got piped right to it,
Oh,
instead of going out to the river like it should be.
oh,
Some areas it's plumbed right into the sanitary,
gotcha.
and obviously we didn't know all this till we started
No,
really digging
till you
into
start digging
it, but I
into it.
wanna know what's going on.
Right. So is that lining still an option, or is that something that you need to know more about some of this other stuff first to do that too?
Lining would be an option, obviously we've gotta get the levels down, so you get cameras in there. When you
Right.
get cameras in there, you can see if lining's gonna do anything that's not gonna help. But we really need to focus on where it's coming from, the majority of it. Is it actual crack in the pipe coming from leaching in from the ground? Or is it the storm sewers that are, plumbed into it, along with maybe sumps on individual homes? You know what I mean, they're adding, because a lot of it, when I went out there every time, that water is high, so it's gonna start backing up the home,
Mm-hmm.
but it's clear. It's
Yeah.
not sewer. I
It's-
mean, it's combined, I'm sure
Yeah.
I'm not gonna,
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
cause they were getting
It's very clear water,
sewage, yeah,
which indicates
storm,
ground,
groundwater.
yeah.
Hmm. Very interesting. Hmm.
So there's a lot to this, and that's why we're digging into it and we keep
Yeah, I
digging
didn't
in further,
realize
so.
until Mark brought that up to me too, that he said I think he said thousands of
Well, that's,
sump pumps that are actually not, they're connected to the sewer,
right, now
right?
you
And they're
start
in
with,
the house itself, which is not the code,
right.
I
It's in
didn't
our,
realize
it's
that.
in our ordinance, or whatever,
yeah,
we can't use,
Property maintenance code and the city ordinance.
yep,
So just keep up,
we can't pump the sump, because we can't handle the groundwater. I mean,
Right,
and it
you don't
that's
want
money
groundwater
for us
in
to treat it too, cost.
and that's
For
what
the
he had
city.
said. He said, so really, we're taking, some of that water is just groundwater, we shouldn't be
Right.
having to treat that, but
Exactly.
we have to, yeah.
So it's really interesting when you're doing 4 million gallons a day out of the wastewater plant, but yet the water, being used from the water plant that measured was only 600,000,
Oh,
so.
wow.
So I'm trying to dig in every little.
Yeah, I
detail,
know, there's a lot,
yeah,
well, as you start digging more, you're finding more,
Right. I'm definitely not gonna let
it's a puzzle. But it
we'll get to the
definitely
bottom
is,
of it.
but it's definitely something that we definitely have to dig into. I mean, it's not a quick fix, it's not
Yeah.
but we have to start,
Right.
somewhere.
Yeah, and that's,
Yeah.
I've been gathering data all weekend, and I've talked to
Yep.
engineers, and we'll start,
yep,
and that way we can apply, cause Giovanna probably talked to you about that grant that's out
Yep,
there, and
she
we
did.
gotta
yep,
try to put in, but I mean, I just have to kinda guess with
I
some
know.
of that, well, what if it is storm, and we gotta get that moved, but it's all only to be used for sewer, you know what I mean, but maybe that's why we need to get out there and get them cameras when we can, so we'll just be conservative about it and have to take a guess on what that's gonna cost to replace that, at least
Mm-hmm. Right.
hopefully secure that grant, figure out the other issues with
Right.
storm and stuff, and just fix it as we go.
yeah,
And maybe lining is an option at that point.
Mhm.
It would save a lot of money, but anyway we do it, we'll have to do it, do it
yeah,
right.
it's gotta be done right. 100%.
And maybe if we can do it the other way and get a good enough grant, then maybe we can remove some of these, I can promise anything.
Right.
Remove some of the sewer,
Yeah.
lines from the backyards, back out to the road where they need to be, that would be
Yeah.
I can't guarantee
Yes,
that,
that's
but
what, yeah,
that's where I would like to see them,
mm-hmm,
for everybody's sake.
that would be a lot better,
Yeah, cause we can't get to those ones if we had to, I mean,
I know.
in conditions like that, we can't get the back there in somebody's lawn to jet that out, or,
no,
you know,
no, you can't even fit back there in some of these places, you
Right.
wouldn't be able to at all.
a lot of things have come to light. And that's
Well,
moving forward, so we have a plan.
right,
We have like short-term plan, which is what we talked about
Yeah.
earlier, maybe the bypassing, that type of stuff, and then a long-term plan of, fixing the issue, not maybe.
yeah,
So
yep,
That's kinda where I'm at.
okay,
Are there other neighborhoods impacted? beyond McArthur River Drive, Exeter.
Well, that pipe runs down Exeter, so they would.
Which is right behind them.
I don't have the, I should have brought the map up with me and I can do that for you guys later, but it runs right down through there.
Okay.
It's down Exeter, Leonard, Forest, and I might be saying it all backwards, but
That's
I know
all right.
I'm thinking out to, back out the river, then down River State, then it opens up to a 12-inch.
Then it's open, yeah.
Then there's no problem, there's never been a problem there, but working back, when it was heavy, you know what I mean, rain, you could slowly see one a little higher, one a little, you know what I mean? Now, right now, they're all, it's full tile, so no surcharge,
Okay, so there isn't any right now.
no. And
That's
we,
good.
You know, that whole general neighborhood is historically noted for, artesian wells. Artesian wells pop up
There's a
through
lot.
the neighborhoods and residents have dealt with, the artesian well aspect, which is, they plug that up and then Mother Nature finds another way, so
Right.
she pops another spot for an artesian well, so. Anything we can do to isolate the whole system, which would, eliminate the infiltration of even the artesian well, would make a big difference, so. Yeah, I'm interested in seeing, the scope of the project that's
Right.
involved and, obviously the price, but
right,
it's gotta be addressed, whichever is most feasible in the shortest amount of time.
right,
Mhm.
and I
Because
agree,
They're dealing with it right now.
Right.
and I agree with you, like, say, if we went to the newer, obviously the newer, the HP, it's the high density polyethylene, HDPE plastic pipe, and then they're all sealed, they have O-rings, so you can basically run them right through the river, and, you know, they'll be sealed. And that's gonna fix everything, I don't know that, because now if the storms are plugged in to these, we're still gonna have high flows, and they, the groundwater, so which one, that's where we need to get to really fix the problem. I'm sure it might be a little both, but if it happens that quick, we see the results that quick, the water table doesn't go up, and the water, you know, that quick. And right now, the water table's still up, and they're not having issues. So I think a lot of it, you gotta look at, even if you put all new pipe in and storms are plugged into it,
That's
and
right.
sumps.
Yep,
where
it's not
you
gonna
hear
matter.
nothing. I mean, I'm not saying it didn't hurt, but
But it may not eliminate it, though,
Right.
that's the problem.
You
It
still
may
may
not,
have the
you
problem.
might still have
Right.
some of those issues, and you don't want that at all, so.
Right.
So it sounds like
Okay.
in the sequence of events, first thing we gotta do is camera. Identify the source of the
dye.
problem.
In the dye.
Cause you'll run dye in the storm drains and water through, and if you see it coming into the sewer,
Oh, right,
you know it's colored, so.
that's how you know it's coming in there.
When can that be scheduled?
Well, I'm talking to engineers about it right now, then we also have to talk about cost, and I'm just trying to get the wheels turning, so
Yeah.
we know, can create a plan, come up with costs, and then I can present it to council.
Right.
So,
And it might be in stages, it sounds like.
It may be in phases.
We might have to do phases or different, option A, option B, for,
Right.
to start with, and, but at least we're, we gotta do something to keep it,
You gotta be addressed.
to fix it, even if it takes so
My
long.
goal is to try to identify it for you guys, to come up with a plan to present to you, and then whether we do it in phases or not,
Okay,
how we have to do it.
what we gotta do.
Budget wise, Jenny, would this be under, one of the headings of the sewer plant, water plant, general
Well,
fund,
It would be a utility,
Right,
utilities fund?
yeah.
and it could be under
528.
water, it could be under
528.
wastewater, it depends probably on what's gotta be.
We got electric,
We got
water,
different.
and sewer.
So it might fall under water and sewer,
Yeah.
I don't know, might be two different ones,
All right,
Well,
who knows?
yeah, you're right, it might be, it'll probably be utility fund, sewer, 598, 528, and it'll also probably fall under general fund, because if it's storm drains, that's gonna be
Then that
roads.
comes out of that.
Roads,
Oh, yeah, you're right,
cause if it's the storm
Yes,
drains with
local
issue,
roads.
we gotta redo those,
yep,
that's coming out of a different fund.
yep,
That could be local.
yeah, it could be
Right.
local or, yeah, yep,
So it could be local and
It's just concerning because we've got a ton of construction projects underway right now. We're gonna add something else to it. It means more bids, more contracts to look at, unless we can piggyback on some of the contractors that are already in the location, in the vicinity. Then get it scheduled under that. It's just bad time to do, two seasons in Michigan, winter and construction, and right now we're heavy
It
construction.
could be a good time, it could be,
It's
this
a
could,
perfect time,
it could be
actually.
the best time to do
Yeah.
it, because of, I mean, we just don't know for sure, but I mean, try to get positive about it, that maybe it will be,
Well,
with the contractors that we have and the engineers that we use, and,
construction wise, I'd rather do that in the summer months than in the winter months.
oh, absolutely.
So it's good time.
The only nice thing about the winter months is usually the slopes
Slowest.
are down.
It's the
But-
lowest.
But, it's cold.
But if we, yeah, it's cold, or if we end up like in July, like we do a lot of times, July, August, we have drought going on,
Right.
and that would help too, right? So, just let me know, it's been a very wet spring already.
I'm just saying that we need to definitely keep going, follow up with your contractor, get some estimates, and the length of service, we were talking 1,000 feet, 1,200 feet,
Longer
that
than
type of
that.
thing.
Longer than that. You're
Longer
talking,
than-
yeah, you're talking from McArthur all the way to basically River, South River, go right there where you, right by where you're at. Then you go up, State Street, River's right there to the right, that's where it comes in, that's the end of the, well, till it's a plan in the end,
Right,
but I
right.
mean, where it opens up to 12 really.
Once it hits State Street, you said it hits, it goes into the 12, right?
Just
Practically.
before State Street.
Okay.
When it crosses State Street,
Yes.
it's already 12.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
So it's like back towards like Dutton Street on River, it's over 12.
Yep. Okay,
There are no lift stations in that location, in that
Well,
area.
there's a lift station up on McArthur, way up near the campgrounds that
Right.
feeds into that circuit, but that doesn't help that circuit at all.
No,
It's
okay.
behind
So
it.
I'm aware of that one way up there by the camp.
is that
Right.
for the campground?
And that
I mean,
goes
is that
in,
why?
yeah.
Oh,
So it goes down that, the campground, that's basically where it starts.
Mm.
That lift station, I mean, if you wanna pick a starting point, goes down through there, basically in, and it has a couple of dead end branches, and it goes behind the homes on McArthur, runs out that way, and then, it's hard, is that, shoot, that Leonard, no, it's,
Dutton first, then
no, but
East.
Forest.
Forest, right there,
It
it
just-
connects
okay.
Forest and.
Forest, then
Forest.
Exeter, then
Yes.
over to,
Yeah.
Leonard.
All right, yeah, so we're talking,
then to,
we're talking quite a distance.
Mhm.
All right.
where you just, I mean, I got those streets back,
That's okay, we know what you're talking about.
All right, yeah.
but I can show you on that, I'm just trying to give you a distance.
Yeah, we just need an overview of the concept
Eyeball it.
right now, and the size that we're dealing with. The details are gonna come once you
Right,
talk with your engineers and contractors as to what's feasible, most feasible, that addresses the problem.
right,
And then we gotta also look at the next phase, we've addressed the problem, now what's the long-term fix? In 30 years, is it gonna be a 10-year fix, or is it gonna be a 30-year fix?
right.
So, all right, I know we're gonna do it in phases, but we
Yeah.
gotta address the emergency situation soonest.
So we know what the effect is, right?
Right,
We just need to figure out the cause. the
Exactly.
True root cause, and it may be a number of things, but I mean, until we really find that,
yep,
like I said, you could lay all new pipe, and if it's, if it's a storm drain plugged into
Exactly.
it in the sumps, then you gotta.
you could still have the same issue.
Or it could be a combination of both, and
Okay.
we just need to start process of elimination, to figure that out.
Yep.
So,
Steve,
That's-
Well, one question,
Sure.
the immediate concern that the visitors have, that's cleared now. And you might have it happen again if we have a rain like we did in the past week, is
I'm
that
sure it
correct?
will happen.
Yeah, we will.
Yeah. I'm sure it will.
Until we can fix it, I mean, there's no guarantee, we don't know.
Right, and not knowing the exact root cause.
Exactly.
I mean, we have an idea on it, but, I mean, we really need to.
You really need to
figure it
know
out
some-
by doing some of that testing.
You need to
with dye
solidify
and
with
stuff
it.
and see what, you know, what I mean,
Yeah,
you wanna understand the problem, not just try, to, you know what I mean?
we don't wanna
Fixing something, you
Band-Aid,
don't just throw parts at it, you figure out what's
Right.
wrong and then buy the part you need.
and we don't wanna Band-Aid it,
Right.
because that won't last either. I mean, that won't,
Yeah.
it might create another problem somewhere.
Hmm.
Okay,
Good.
any other questions for Rob on it right now? Probably needs to get back with his contractors.
Yes.
If I can, I mean, I'll sit.
You can, I mean, unless you wanna sit for the budget stuff, that's up to you.
Yeah, probably.
You're,
Okay.
thank you for coming though, Rob, cause this was, we wanted to make sure we, like you and I had talked, at least
Right.
get this out to council.
Yeah.
So even though we're not presenting anything, numbers right now, at
Yeah.
least they know this is an issue and that we're talking about it and that this is the plan, you know,
Yeah, the
you're gonna be
process.
you're gonna be bringing something more to us
Yeah, I'll definitely
in the near future.
talk with the engineers and we'll figure out the process and the
Yes.
plan of attack and then I
And
do
the
that, we can
cost.
share that with everybody. and
Yep.
Keep it open.
Yep,
Okay.
absolutely.
Think you'll have something by Monday?
I don't know about Monday, but
That's our next,
Yeah, cause we just. made
family
one.
gathering.
yeah, I'll see what I can do. I mean, I'm working on it. I've got, like I said, C2A informed, see what they can do. They're gonna start giving me costs, what their engineering or their costs for, you know, testing, doing all this type of stuff.
Mhm.
And then we come up with a plan of attack for what the fix is, you know,
Yep.
and once we do the testing, that type of stuff with the diet, whatever we do, we try to identify the problem. Once we know the problem, then we can figure out how we wanna attack it.
Okay. Status update maybe Monday.
Yes,
then. Okay,
absolutely, that,
I'll take that.
Yeah,
thank you.
Thank you.
no, thank you, Rob, appreciate that. Did you guys have any questions for Rob before, was it,
Well, it's not, I mean, if we have to keep sanitizing our basement and taking the time and the money for it, is it on the homeowners
Yeah.
to cover that? I mean, my
I
husband
should
took a
know.
day off of work, I took a half a day when he called me in a panic.
My boyfriend has had to go to Michigan State to shower before he goes to work. We should not have to leave our homes to go to the bathroom and shower, and we've had.
So
That's what
I didn't
wanted
know
to-
if there was any compensation for that.
Yeah.
well, I mean, just off the top of my head, you can always file a claim with our insurance. That'd be the only thing, but what I'll do is I'll reach out to our city manager.
Okay.
She's dealing with a family emergency right now, so she can't be here, but I am in touch with her. She knows about this, she knew we were having this discussion today.
Mhm.
So I will check with her to see what that best course of action would be, and then I'll get back with both of you.
Okay,
Thank you.
and we appreciate you too.
Thank you.
I'll keep working on it.
Yep, that's all we do.
Appreciate
Thanks, Rob.
Yeah, thank you, Rob, we
This
appreciate
is
it.
the furthest it's ever gotten. They did do cameras of it, but that was like 20 years ago when that last thing I sent you was happened.
Oh, they
So
did run
they-
cameras?
There's been things done along the way,
Gotcha,
and then other things that have happened as a result.
gotcha,
I won't.
yeah, that's all right, okay.
We'll gather all of that, and I know there was a saw grant, not too long ago, too, I'll throw that in there by HRC, where they did a lot of cameraing
Oh,
of the,
I forgot about this, so.
yeah, and the condition of the pipe, so maybe we can use some of that data too
Oh.
to help, but I still would like to see what the current condition is.
Yeah, because I don't know how long, that was, HRC was quite a while ago.
Right,
So,
I'd rather, I mean, that wouldn't be bad to give us a start, but I think that we still.
It'd be a
need to-
baseline.
Yeah, we still need to go and do our due diligence and figure out
I agree,
what's
Rob.
going on.
yeah, okay, that's a good plan,
Okay,
I
thank
like
you.
that. I forgot about that grant. Thank you, Rob.
Thank you.
Okay, on to our 2026-2027 draft budget discussion. Jenny has provided everyone with kind of a packet. And I think what we'll do is we'll start with the document, it just says City of Eaton Rapids draft budget on it, the black and white. Is there everybody
And
have
I'm
a copy?
assuming you wanna do capital after.
Yeah, let's do that, that'd be good. Thank you, Sue.
This is still in a rough draft form. We're still looking at numbers and working with the budget committee with this. We just wanna make sure we have everything accurately, documented in the budget. But for right now, general fund, we, are taking in a little over $3.3 million between taxes and service charges, utility charges. With expenses, we are at a little over 3.5 million, so we're short about $190,000. And that is including a few items from the capital outlay budget. We will be talking about that as well, so that number will probably change throughout our discussion here.
Some of the capital outlay is in this?
Yeah,
Or part of that 190?
129 of it is.
Okay, oh, I see it, I
Which
see
is
it.
reflected on the capital
Yes.
outlay
Okay.
form. But I know
Yeah.
there'll be more discussion, so
Right.
it
Okay.
very well could change.
Okay,
So right now, we're gonna have to use almost $200,000 of our fund balance.
right,
To cover the expenses. So
Thank
we'll
you,
go
Bethany.
from a $3.5 million fund balance to a 3.4-ish
okay,
fund balance there. So we are going back over all of the numbers, we are double checking everything from wages and benefits to, IT expenses and that type of thing. And we'll bring it back to the budget committee and then bring it back to council. If anyone, department heads have any questions, I will gladly talk with you, we can go over numbers. And, in more detail, if you need to do that. Does anybody have any questions about, general fund? Okay, second page is cemetery perpetual care. This is, we have something new here this year. We are now collecting a fee when a plot is purchased, correct? There is a perpetual care fund fee being charged when somebody purchases a plot that will go into this fund, and it will be here just for perpetual care and hopefully build this fund, because we were taking more out than we were putting in. Now, we're actually gonna be able to grow the fund a little.
and that's what we did a couple of meetings ago, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Major streets, we have a net of $444,000 for the year. This is the major streets and local, we get money from the state, for roads, for both of those categories on an annual basis.
Is that, oh, go ahead,
They need to send us more.
yeah, well, Jenny, is some of that from the new legislation, from the gas, the non-gas tax, however, we're being taxed for, because it's going to, the state
It's
is,
supposed to be going up.
that's,
Yeah.
so that's part of this, what they're sending us, okay,
Part of it.
cause I never really knew, like,
There's other funding too that's supposed to be going
Right.
up with it as well,
right, okay,
but yeah, it's incorporated.
okay,
You'll look at 25, 26 for major roads, it's a little higher, and that's because of grant funding. That's why that looks a little higher in the revenues for the previous year.
oh, that's right,
Local, right now I kept the revenue as is. Once I have a better idea of what that number will be, it could increase for the revenues. And for local streets, we also are starting with our capital outlay there of, I think that's where the parking lot plan is coming out of.
oh, the 75,
Yeah, the 75,000 is starting with the parking lot plan
oh,
for the capital outlay.
okay,
On to Act 302 on the next page. It's working with Chief Weeks. This is making sure everything is captured in there for expenditures for these funds. Budgeted, what is coming in is going out.
that's training,
That is
Right.
for training.
Yeah, it's money we get from the state of Michigan, well, from Michigan Commission on Law Enforcement Standards for training purposes.
But we're working closer together to make sure that we're using those funds like we're supposed to.
Yeah.
Parks and Rec, right now, we are at revenues of a little over $300,000 with expenditures of a little over $600,000, using some general fund money to cover those expenses. I'm gonna be talking with Corey and just double checking everything and making sure everything is accurate in there before we finalize that transfer.
So just so Corey knows, so part of the conversation we've had in the budget committee is regarding like making sure that we're charging what we need to charge, like on things that can be charged for, like obviously there's a lot we don't charge for. Parks has always been one of those that relies on the general fund to fund that department, so, but just making sure that we are capturing
Yeah, we've
what
got a
we can.
spreadsheet going on all of our youth sports right now, on what we expend per sport. versus
Okay,
what we
good.
bring in, so
Okay,
that'll help, and then our events are, they're all on their own spreadsheet as well, so.
oh, that's good,
The
that
goal for
makes it
those is
helpful.
sponsorship covers 100%.
Cause you have taken on a lot more sports.
Yep.
And we're trying to make sure we're more detailed in all of that, so we have a track of the history to make better informed decisions.
Right.
moving forward.
Yep, okay.
Next page, rental inspection program. I worked with Leroy and Cam regarding, this is the first year in a 3-year run for doing rental inspections. So, we came up with a revenue for the first year of 38, well, it's included in the 38,000 for rental inspections. They will have to use a little bit of their fund balance, to cover expenses. But they still should be okay.
Yeah,
For the
still
year.
get quite a bit left over in fund balance.
I can understand where the revenues come from. Could you give me an idea of what the expenditures look like?
It's mainly wages and benefits.
For the staff.
And there are other things like IT that's spread across all the different
Okay.
departments and that,
Okay,
yeah, those type of operational things.
okay.
Curb grants, budget committee will see that we did take the 7,000 out of here, but in talking with Leroy.
I know. We had kind of a quick, this afternoon discussion just about, cause Yvonne let us know that there's been what, 12?
Yeah,
14.
there are 14.
When we first talked about it, we were like, nobody's
We
even
didn't know.
applying for these
So I
things,
asked
do we have to keep it in
Leroy
there?
last Friday, and it's like, oh my goodness, we're gonna have to revisit
Well, that's a
this.
good thing though, I mean, cause that was,
Yeah.
that was what we were saying, we were like, well, if no one's gonna utilize this, why are we funding it?
And then he
But-
told me, there's 14, I'm like, oh,
Okay.
Yeah, I was going through them today and I weeded out 4, and I've got, I think 3 more to look through, but
So we got 14 apps right now
yes.
and no money.
Well, this was based off from our conversation last
Right.
Thursday.
right.
in
Which
our
we have
budget
more
committee.
information.
We didn't know about the 14 apps.
So this, you're gonna fold it back in, obviously.
Yeah,
All
yeah.
right, so the 7,000 goes back in. Will that cover the 14 minus what we kick out?
Well, we offer 1,000 for weatherization and 1,500 for structural issues. I haven't come across any structural issues yet. We have some people that need a roof and they wanna fix some shed doors and those types of things. So some of them, most of them will be 1,000.
Oh,
And I've got, like I say, about 3 more to look at, and some of them we probably just won't fund. Some are storm doors on the house, you know, and we'll just have to say, okay, we're not gonna put storm doors.
Is
on the house,
the,
'cause we don't have the funds.
well, and so that kinda leads me to like, is it a maximum of $1,000 on that? So we could award them $800 or whatever, okay.
If we could,
Cause we've
I've
got
only had
7,000
one
to
that was-
spend.
yeah, I've only had one that was $787.
Oh.
The rest of them are all about.
They want the 1,000, they want the full
Yeah.
maximum,
Because they're
yeah.
over,
Yeah, well, I can see that, but, okay.
So for this year, it would be taken out of the fund balance instead of having
Yeah.
a transfer.
Okay, gotcha.
Downtown Development, they approved their budget, so they're using part of their fund balance as well. So their ending fund balance will be a little over $10,000 for the year, and they are aware of that and working on other.
So, one of the things that they were okay with this about is because they're selling the 3 parcels on Hall Street, if they sell. They've got, it's out for bid right now for people to submit their bids. The minimum bid was 51,000 for all 3. So whatever they decide and they get to sell those, that will go back into their fund balance. So they really weren't too concerned about the 10,000 left in their fund balance, cause they feel like they're gonna, plus they've got some fundraisers planned. The beer tent
Yeah,
for
this is second beer tent. for
Urban
the year,
Air,
so-
and I think they're doing it also for 4th of July, right, Corey? So, that was a pretty big fundraiser last year when they did it for Urban Air, so they're looking at things like that to help, build that back up. So,
Is that one space, is that 3 lots or is there another lot?
it's 3, no,
That's-
it's 3
that's-
lots in the one spot
what I mean.
on Hall
Okay.
Street, it's
Okay.
3 separate parcels.
Okay.
Yep. And that's weird, it's crazy. But, yeah, they decided, I mean, that's been in the talks for 4 years. Cause as soon as I became mayor and was on DDA, that has been a conversation about what are we gonna do with that property. So, I'm glad that, you know, there's finally a decision made, something going forward on it. Cause they're not gonna do anything with it, they don't have the money to do anything with it, so. Okay,
And it's on floodplain, so that
of course, our whole town is,
that dictates another set of circumstances to deal with.
yep.
Okay, next page, budget inspection fund,
Building inspection.
Oh, yeah, building inspection.
building inspection fund, yep. This is for the revenues for citations and permits, and things like that. With the building, we're comfortable, building that's going on within the city, we're comfortable with the 87,000 for that revenue.
That's including all the new Allen Edwin Homes permits that's been proposed, right? I mean,
Well, yeah, they did about a dozen this last year. We're gonna probably do a dozen this next year,
yeah,
So,
plus everything else.
okay.
so they did a dozen this past year, fiscal year, and then you're looking for another dozen next fiscal year?
This one, like, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, the new ones, I mean, that land that they came to Brownfield about, I think they said they were gonna start those June, July, so.
You know, they wanna do 10 a
10
year.
I went by there the other day and there's definitely a whole lot of construction going on.
Is there a ballpark about, like, how much one of those houses generates in taxes a year?
Yeah, I'd have to ask Randy, I don't know that.
Was it $2,000 or $3,000?
Probably not to the city, but
Overall.
probably overall.
Overall, yeah.
Yeah, probably more than that, actually. Cause I know my kids paid for their house and their taxes, or they pay about the same as that, they're about 6,000 in July.
Oh, well, they got
A
higher
year.
mills there.
I know, but
Yeah,
I'm just saying.
but yeah.
so
There are a lot more mills.
You might be closer to 4.
Yeah, could be. Cause their average, $300,000? Yeah, okay. So on the expenditures, obviously, that's more, quite a bit more than the revenue on that. Is that, again, kind of the breakdown, like the rental inspection, mostly wages?
It's wages and benefits, and the other, like telephone and IT.
Internet.
But it's
or not,
mainly,
IT, yeah,
it's mainly wage.
okay,
So there is a transfer from general fund to help offset some of that cost
yep.
for that as well.
Cause that lowers that down pretty good,
Yeah.
that fund balance.
Yeah, the other thing with this department is you don't take any income much in for planning and zoning. I mean, you get just what you take to,
Yeah,
in the building department, according to the state, we can only take in enough for the building department revenue for what we actually spend.
Right.
Building
zero-based budget,
That part of planning and zoning is.
It is, yeah.
okay?
But you still gotta pay your staff though to run that.
Sure.
So,
Wouldn't that be included,
yeah, that's what I'm saying, that's why,
operational
That's-
costs?
yeah,
Yeah.
that's why that tied in there.
Okay,
Okay,
The Industrial Park Fund, LDFA, they approved their budget last week. Revenues is mainly the TIF money from taxes, and expenditures are lower this next year because we're doing all of the, like Hollow Ridge this year. Those projects are in this current fiscal year.
oh, okay.
oh, that's part of the 1.254.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
We're still gonna use some of the fund balance, they still have 72,000 left in their fund balance. They have a bond that they're paying on, and it, I believe, is up in
8 or 29?
28,
28, yeah.
June of 28. Then they should see, more captured in their fund balance every year. Electricity, making a little over 10 million, expenses of 8.6, for a net revenue of almost 2 million, and they have a healthy fund balance of almost 16 million. We are taking out of all three utilities, part of the money to move to BSNA cloud. So that's what that capital outlay amount is.
Oh, that's right,
Of
the
99.
9,900. Yeah, oh, that's right, it's on the whole thing.
Wastewater, healthy balance, we're working on, this is the one where we are proposing to keep moving with increases, just to cover costs, to stay ahead of that, so, there is another sheet in here, this is a side, we can get to it later, but
Okay.
proposed
Yeah.
increases to keep those going, cause we've been doing them the last 3 or 4 years
Yeah.
now. So, they would end up netting about 500,000. Again, the capital outlay for the BSNA cloud with an ending fund balance of 725,000.
And Jenny, that 1.3 in capital outlay under this current fiscal, that is for the sewer project out on Plains Road, right?
Yes.
Okay. That we're adding to the 425 property
Yeah.
out there.
Cause that should be
Good.
starting soon.
Yep.
Water, we have those, rate increases that were passed last fiscal year, or last budget year. I think it was for 2 or 3 years. So
Yep.
those are incorporated here to cover costs. With the health, they have a healthy fund balance at 2.4 million at the end of next year. And again, the capital outlay of 9,900 for the BSNA cloud. Motor pool, at the moment, it's just transfers in and expenditures out for the leasing that we're doing with all the vehicles for all the different departments. So fund balance at this point is going to stay at the 987,000. And that is it.
Do you wanna go into capital outlay right now, or do you wanna go over the bond thing, whichever? I mean, I guess, this sheet that Jenny passed out that says long-term liabilities, that's just kind of for our own knowledge. We don't really have to discuss anything unless you see something on there. But I asked her to provide this to everybody, she always does this every year anyways.
Okay.
That, just so that we know like when these bonds are gonna be coming due. These are current ones,
We have 2 that are coming off this year.
right,
One is a sewer, it's actually one of the villages, it's
The
a sewer
millage, yes.
bond rate. We won't be, adding that to our tax rolls for for
Right,
the 26-27 tax season.
cause that's
Because
paid,
it's completed.
it's paid in June, I think.
Yeah.
So, that one's done.
Yeah.
Yep, but the rest of these are all current.
And the newer ones are at the bottom, the
Oh,
CWSRF, which was the wastewater treatment plant,
Cause we don't know, it's just,
and then the DWSRF, which is the drinking water.
Yep.
It's in progress, we don't have a amortization schedule yet.
right.
So,
And it's not complete, it won't be complete
It's-
this year, and
No.
probably won't be complete until next
Mhm.
budget cycle.
Might,
Okay,
it might cover two budgets.
that's all right, there's continuous improvement there. There's a lot involved in that process, so.
But you can see we've got three that are gonna be coming off fairly quickly. I mean, 28 and then 2 and 29. So that's good. I mean, that's, those will be done.
and even though they don't affect general fund per se, at least for those funds, it's gonna help with the bottom line. You're gonna see the fund balances growing, especially DDA and LDFA.
Yes, yeah, especially. Jenny, I think, I know, I'm pretty sure I asked you this question during one of our committee meetings, but the bond that we did for streets, that we were using the county millage.
That one is the second one that's up this year, it's going
Oh,
on the
it is,
ballot.
okay.
It's going on the ballot.
We are done with that though this year. We are done. Whether we do it again
We'll
or
see
not,
what
we don't
happens.
know, but,
In
yeah,
November, going forward.
okay, yeah, so, I mean,
It was a
but
12-year, I think.
it was 12 years, yep. But even if that, I mean, if the county renews it or they don't renew it, we'll be done with our bond.
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
thank you.
Our obligation will be met,
Yes.
okay.
Unless we decided, if that gets renewed, we might wanna consider doing that
It may
again.
be
Do
something
else, yeah,
to think about, yeah.
Cause it was like $167,000, something like that.
gotta get that street built from, on the east side of the city.
Street built?
Yep.
Oh,
Street
you're,
It's like,
Steel.
yes.
Steel Street. Oh my goodness, you're full of it today.
When is that anticipated?
Yeah.
Somebody was talking to me about it today, actually.
The Miller Drive thing?
Yeah,
We don't even have that in our,
It's just a.
it's gotta be put in, well, it's gotta be put in the master plan
Yeah.
too.
it could happen though,
It could happen.
yeah.
It will happen, maybe not in my lifetime. but-
Maybe not in any of ours, but if it's in the master plan, it's
Yeah.
supposed to happen.
And it just makes sense to
It
get,
does.
develop that neighborhood,
It does.
okay. All right, that's my commercial.
That's funny. Okay, so did you wanna go over capital
Capital
outlay?
outlay. I hopefully have everybody's, requests in here. When we talked about,
Small print.
I'm sorry.
That's okay.
Hopefully it's not too hard to see. If it is,
No,
I will put it online.
I wouldn't be able to see it even more with us. Okay,
Since we talked about, general fund being as tight as it is, we can have discussions and we can change things per whatever discussions we have. But we, believe we should at least do the BSNA cloud.
well, we don't have a choice, I don't think, on that,
We really, we're coming up to
a deadline.
deadline that we
Right.
really need to not be last minute getting that done. And then elections, they need tabulators. And there's a possibility that the state will reimburse them for us, but we put them in here just in case we have to cover the costs.
So that's 3, right?
It's actually 6.
Oh, it's 6 tabulators?
Yep, 2 for each precinct.
Oh, so
But
that's not
we will
even,
use,
Oh,
but that's how much?
okay,
It's $15,000
per
per
precinct, but that's for 2.
That's for 2.
Gotcha.
But
Okay.
that covers our AV and our accessible, and then the 3 precincts, and then 1 extra.
Gotcha.
But it is supposedly in the state budget to reimburse us for those.
Good.
but
but just in
I
case.
just wanted a little placeholder, just in case.
Yeah, cause you really don't know right now
Yeah.
if they're going to.
Won't know for
And
sure.
is this something that per state we're having to
Yes,
replace these?
their life expectancy is
Oh,
over.
gotcha. Okay.
It's another one of those state mandated activities that they
So
don't.
they should-
Unfunded, yeah.
Well, then they should pay for it if they're saying they're going to.
Anytime
Hopefully they will.
Yeah,
legislate-
hopefully, cause
But
that's
it's a-
$45,000.
They've done it in kind of an odd way, they've put part of it in for like election equipment, but then they added other money into another line item of their budget, it's 81 million
Okay.
for the whole state too. I mean, and if you look at Delta, they've got, I think they have 17 precincts,
Oh, goodness.
at
So that's
15,000.
30, if they have to have 2 per precinct too. Wow. Good for Delta. Okay. So that might come off in there, which would be good.
Yes.
Yeah, that's, we're hoping that it does. The other items are the community center remodel. We're working on getting a grant for that, and the 25,000 might be the match that we put in there.
Oh, so it might be a 50
Oh,
total
it'd
project.
probably be bigger than that,
It-
but
But that would be our match.
Oh, but
It wouldn't
25
be a
would be
50-50.
all we had to do. Okay, oh, it's not a 50-50 match.
No.
Okay, I got it, okay. But we don't know. Because if we don't get the grant,
we won't use it much. Well, we might use it for some things,
or
but
just,
it'll be a much smaller project.
It would be, yeah,
gotcha. It wouldn't be for the
it
whole.
would have to be,
center
yeah,
remodel.
majorly downstairs.
Yeah, okay.
And then the city hall roof, we have already saved 60,000. Rob is working on getting a quote, so the 40,000 may or may not be inaccurate.
Well, I think 40 was what we had planned to put back in for this year to
Yes.
finish that up.
Yes.
To
But it may
get
be
it.
less than that as well.
Right, cause I'd make it 100,000.
Mhm.
But I think we were also talking about checking with Rob to see, I mean,
It'll be mandated another year.
yes, basically, even though it's, cause the costs are gonna go up, so it's like how, you weigh that, like how much, but if we don't, I mean, if we're not having any active leaks right now, which I mean, I know that can change any second,
Right.
but we had one back there, but I think they got it fixed, but, yeah.
We don't know.
So we've got Rob kind of looking at that, then, but that was one of the things we discussed in our budget committee was maybe we would try to push that out one more year.
And something we didn't add in here is the new patrol vehicle. I know that, Yvonne has a quote from Enterprise
Enterprise,
that
okay.
she,
The police.
she got it, she hasn't had a chance to send it to me
Oh,
yet.
okay,
But we may be able to start paying, because the police department has, I think 35,000, almost $36,000
Yep.
saved, that
Yep.
we could start paying that lease payment. So we could get that sooner than later. The only thing she told me today is that the EcoBoost is not available for 26. If that's something that the police department wanted, was that particular
model.
The quote I got was from the sales rep, so I just recently, so I'd have to check it
Okay. Who did you go to?
out. One Hammer Ford.
Can you send it to me?
Sure.
Okay, that would be wonderful.
I wish the city manager was here, but I think I've expressed this in the past. I disagree with getting them from Enterprise. I think it costs us more money than if we do a lease purchase through Ford and spread the payment out that way. And surveying my peers around the state, the feedback generally is that as it relates to police cars themselves, it's not typically financially feasible. Not feasible, but financially beneficial. The challenge with that is if you're gonna switch the car out to get another car and continue the lease, you're still having to pay the upfitter
Mhm.
to change
To do
that
the next
equipment
one.
over. So, and if you do that, you know, say 2.5 years in, and you get another lease vehicle, you're paying for that twice versus if you lease purchase the vehicle and you keep it for 5 years, as we customarily have, and then you're only paying for one outfit. So, I think there's a better way to do that. When I talked to our salesman, when we talked about purchasing a car last year, the salesman interacted with me, for quote for that car, and then Enterprise, because the city manager was getting your quote through Enterprise contacted
The same.
my same salesman to get the quote. They're getting it from the same place, and then Enterprise is making money,
Well,
right?
they're gonna make
So,
money, yeah, they are.
I just think
Yeah.
if,
Is there,
I
do
think
we,
there's a better way to do it.
now, I know you said you got a quote, how recent was that? I mean, pretty recent?
I asked him about it, and he said it was the same price this year that it was last year.
Oh,
'Cause,
okay. Well, I know you got one last year, but I wasn't sure if you got.
I-
Cause I'm wondering the difference in, to finance it, and so, I mean, we clearly don't have $71,000 to purchase it outright.
Right.
So we'd have to either lease or finance. So, it might be good to see what that would look like to
So the
finance it
difference
out.
between leasing and financing payments could be the upfitter's charge.
Could be.
I know historically, we haven't had good results from Longhammer of getting the vehicle same year we ordered it. By the time we
never
do
got
get it, they don't have it anymore, so
And-
they'll gladly sell us a next year's model for 10,000 more.
For 30 grand more.
So, you know, I'm not convinced that Longhammer is a reputable company because of their past performance. They haven't been able to get us vehicles in the years that we wanted them. So, that's my personal opinion.
The only thing I would say about that is, that was a statewide Ford issue. I mean, you couldn't get Fords anywhere.
No dealership could get them.
Yeah, those vehicles were hard to come by. Ford was problematic throughout the entire state, so that wasn't necessarily just the
It
particular
was a
issue.
manufacturer's issue, not a dealership issue.
Yeah. I actually, I mean, you brought it up, I would say that at the time we were having so much struggle with it, that my salesman finally threw up his hands and said, listen, this is not us, and I went direct with, statewide. There's, Ford, GM, they all do the same thing. They typically have a regional, like law enforcement, special service vehicle